Fourth Sunday of Lent, Cycle C. The community's Action and Solidarity and Association Jesus Solidarity are inviting you to listen to the Living Gospel for March 30. Let us then reflect on the Gospel according to Luke chapter 15, verses 1 to 3 and 11 to 32, with commentary from Father Patxi Loidi in the voice of Bro.Carl Balaan. Proclamation of the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Tax collectors and sinners were all drawing near to listen to Jesus. But the Pharisees and scribes began to complain, saying, "These men welcome sinners and eats with them." So to them Jesus addressed this parable. A man had 2 sons, and the younger son said to his father, "Father, give me the share of your estate that should come to me." So the father divided the property between them. After a few days, the younger son collected all his belongings and sent off to a distant country where he squandered his inheritance on a life of dissipation. When he had freely spent everything, a severe famine struck that country, and he found himself in dire need. So he hired himself out to one of the local citizens, who sent him to his farm to tend the swine. And he longed to eat his fill of the pods on which the swine fed, but nobody gave him any. Coming to his senses, he thought, "How many of my father's hired workers have more than enough food to eat, but here I am, dying from hunger. I shall get up and go to my father, and I shall say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I no longer deserve to be called your son. Treat me as you would treat one of your hired workers.' So he got up and went back to his father. While he was still a long way off, his father caught sight of him and was filled with compassion. He ran to his son, embraced him, and kissed him. His son said to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I no longer deserve to be called your son.' But his father ordered his servants, 'Quickly, bring the finest robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Take the fattened calf and slaughter it. Then let us celebrate with a feast. Because this son of mine was dead and has come to life again. He was lost and has been found.' Then the celebration began. Now the older son had been out in the field and, on his way back, as he neared the house, he heard the sound of music and dancing. He called one of his servants and asked what this might mean. The servant said to him, 'Your brother has returned, and your father has slaughtered the fattened calf, because he has him back safe and sound.' He became angry, and when he refused to enter the house, his father came out and pleaded with him. He said to his father in reply, 'Look, all these years I serve you, and not once did I disobey your orders. Yet you never gave me even a young goat to feast on with my friends. But when your son returns, who swallowed up your property with prostitutes, for him you slaughtered the fattened calf.' He said to him, 'My son, you are here with me always. Everything I have is yours. But now we must celebrate and rejoice, because your brother was dead and has come to life again. He was lost and has been found.'" The Gospel of the Lord. Father Patxi's commentary. Dear friends, today we have a sublime gospel. We often ask ourselves, what is God like? The answer is in this parable. It tells us about two sons. The younger is a spendthrift, womanizer, and vicious. He ends up being a wretch. The older son does not leave the home but has a very big fault. He does not know what it is to be a son. He despises his younger brother and does not want him to come back home. And he gets angry with his father and does not want to join the party. We don't know the features of the father, but there are 10 incredible details about him when he met his errant son. Let us absorb slowly the first 5 details. He caught sight of his son, was filled with compassion, ran to him, embraced him, and kissed him. And hurriedly, let's look at the next 5 details. He gave his son the finest robe, placed a ring on his finger, and put sandals on his feet. 3 signs of nobility in that society. Ordered to kill the fattened calf reserved for great celebrations, and organize a party with music and dance. Then the father immediately went searching for the elder son, and humbled himself by requesting him to enter the party. And without complaining, he corrected his son. "That son of yours," the older brother said. "This brother of yours," the father replied. The older son, avoiding the word father, also said, "You have never given me even a young goat to eat with my friends." His father called him son and said, "But you are always with me, and everything that is mine is yours." Like all parables, this also has a critical point, which breaks the logic of the story and completely disconcerts us. All details are affectionate and caring towards the youngest son, a scoundrel. Not a word of reproach from the father, not even the "I forgive you" line, which is so logical in cases like this. And there is no request for conversion. On the other hand, the elder brother expected no reward, as if he were a house worker, and got angry like an employee rather than a son. He did everything well, but did not have a soul of a son. For that reason, he did not know that the grand prize is always living with his father, being with him every day, and having all his disposal the entire estate, as everything that belonged to his father was his. The eldest son is a living portrait of the Pharisees that appeared at the beginning of today's text, which is the beginning of the chapter of mercy. They fulfill the law perfectly, so much so that they pay the tithe even for mint and cumin. As Matthew chapter 23 verse 23 says, they want to gain God by their own merits, to conquer holiness with deeds and penances. It is not that they are hypocrites, as Matthew and the other Gospels paint them with exaggeration, but they neither accept nor grasp the great revelation of Jesus, that God is free and can neither be bought nor sold. Those are Pharisees who are in Christian and many other groups today who don't know or have not experienced the free God. Maybe they have not heard much about our free God. The preachers hardly mention him. The parable then is about good people, those who are always in the house, and close the doors to people who left and would like to return. And the father in the parable suggests a new God, the God of Jesus, as free yesterday as today, and so is always new in our mercantile minds. Poor Father, who loves everyone freely, but the good ones, the owners of the temple and the belfry, do not find out about God's free love, and so they try to control Him. We will find out today, definitely, that He is completely free, a God that is neither bought nor sold, and who gives Himself to us every day without our merits. Prayer. Yawns and smiles. The younger son arrived, and Dad's smile was as wide as the horizon. The elder son arrived, and Dad's sadness was as narrow as a tunnel. Why are your eyes clouded for good people, and full of stars for the ones who returns from afar? How boring, angels up there say. Every Sunday, when they hear the routine of those who are already good people, and don't they know it, and in that instant you yawn. What a fun party, the angels reply, when a scrawny person comes running and, lowering his eyes, says, "Father, I have sinned," and in that instant you wake up and smile. Let us party. Let us put a heart in every trance, in every dream, in every encounter, in every sentence, every song, every task, with all the soul and love in suspense, in the arms of His mercy, with humble sorrow for sins, and unbeatable hope of overcoming them, until He gets up, smiling, and says, "My beautiful sons and daughters, my excellent children." And He will have the big party again for those who return from afar, and for those who live in their house. And to each one, in His language, He will say, "All mine is yours."